Good evening, folks. It's your bro Richie Rich here. Today in this video, I'm back with another Need for Speed explanation. Need for Speed, Need for Speed explanation video for y'all. Today in this video, I'll be doing the next Need for Speed game, which is Need for Speed Carbon. So that's right, Need for Speed Carbon 2006. So before I start, make sure you all like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell, and hit all so you're alerted when I make brand new uploads. Alright, so without any further ado, let's begin. So Need for Speed Carbon 2006. Here we go. So NFS Carbon is a 2006 racing video game, and the 10th installment. So 10th installment in the NFS series, developed by EA Black Box, Rovio Mobile, the company that did like the Angry Birds, and published by EA. It was released on October 31st. So October 31st, 2006, so Halloween Day, for the PS2 and 3, Xbox, and the original one, and the 360. So yeah, Xbox, PS2, PS3, Xbox, the original one, Xbox 360, GameCube, Windows, developed by EA Black Box, Rovio Mobile, the company that did Angry Birds, Rovio Mobile, and published by EA. It was released on October 31st, 2006 for the PS2, PS3, the original Xbox, Xbox 360, GameCube, Windows, and Mac OS X, which is basically an operating system developed and marketed by Apple since 2001. It's the primary operating system for Apple's Mac computers. Within the market of desktop and laptop computers, it's the second most widely used desktop OS after Microsoft Windows, and ahead of all Linux distributions, including Chrome OS. So Mac OS X, and on November 19th, 2006, as a launch title for the Nintendo Wii. Nintendo Wii, and in 2008 for arcade cabinets. A portable version, which was Carbon Owned the City, from 2005, which I talked about yesterday, the day before, I think. Can't remember. Was released for the PSP, GBA, Nintendo DS, and Zeebo. While it featured similar gameplay to the console version, the portable versions included either new or modified gameplay elements, both a different setting and storyline, and a different selection of teammates. Now we got developers. So the developers are EA Black Box, Team Fusion for the PSP, Xiant Entertainment for the DS, Pocketeers for the GBA, Rovio Mobile for mobile phones and all that stuff, Trans Gaming for the Mac OS X, Mac OS X, and Global VR Arcade. Publishers are both EA and Global VR Arcade. The composer is Trevor Morris. Say Trevor Morris. Say publishers EA and Global VR for arcade. Composer Trevor Morris. Series NFS or Need for Speed. Say Series NFS platforms are Windows, Mac OS X, PS2 and 3, the original Xbox and the 360, GameCube, Nintendo Wii, Zibo, Arcade, GBA, Nintendo DS, PSP, and mobile phones. The release is next. It was on October 31st, 2006. So first one is mobile devices. So mobile devices in both the UK and North America, they were released on 2006. The UK October 27th. So UK October 27th. North America November 30th. Now 7 years before Paul Walker died. 7 years before he passed away on November 30th, 2013. Just crazy to believe. The next one is Nintendo DS, Game Boy Advance, GameCube, PSP, and Xbox. So GameCube, PSP, and Xbox, the original one. In North America, Europe, and Australia, they're released on 2006. So 2006, North America, October 31st. Europe, November 3rd. Australia, Europe, November 3rd. Australia, November 9th. For the PS2, Windows, and Xbox 360, they were released in North America, Europe. So in North America, Europe, and Australia, they were released in 2006. North America, October 31st. So October 31st, Halloween Day. So North America, October 31st, Halloween Day. So that's North America. Europe, November 3rd. Australia, November 16th. So Europe, November 3rd. So Europe, November 3rd. Australia, November 16th. Then we got the PS3. And North America. So North America was released on November 17th, 2006. So that's North America. And then PAL. So PAL, which is also known as phase alternating line, which is a color encoding system for analog TV. For PAL was released on March 23rd. So March 23rd, 2007. Then we got for the Nintendo Wii in North America. In North America, Europe, and Australia, they were released in the year 2006. North America was released on November 19th. Say November 19th. Say North America, November 19th. Europe, December 8th. And this next one, pretty cool. I keep saying August. Australia, there we go. It gets confusing with the A and the U. Which is like the code. So, and in Australia was released on December 14th, 2006. So that came out when I was only a year old. Man, that's such a long time ago. It feels like yesterday almost. Literally. In Australia, December 14th, 2006. Alright, next one is for the Mac OS X in North America was released on August 17th. So August 17th, 2007. So Mac OS X was released on August 17th. August 17th, 2000. August 17th, 2007 in North America, and for the arcade versions for the arcade versions in North America, it was released on 2008. Doesn't show the day and the month, but presumably might have been, I don't know, like early, mid 2008, or maybe mid to late 2008. Never know. Anyways, genre is racing, obviously, of course. So genre racing, genre racing, and modes is both single and multiplayer. Carbon storyline. Carbon's storyline takes place after the events of Most Wanted, and sees players conducting illegal street races within the fictional city of Palmont. Palmont City. The story focuses on the player's character taking control of the city streets. Taking control of the city from various street racing gangs. While the gameplay is similar to its predecessor, so similar to Most Wanted, Carbon introduces Carbon introduced a number of new features, including crews and racing wingmen. Racing wingmen, 2K styled racing events, and greater customization options. So 2K is another name for Mountain Pass. So 2K or Mountain Pass styled racing events and greater customization options. It's like the Gunsai 2K Road in Gunsai 2K Road in Japan, like a racetrack where they race Miatas, S chassis, S2000s, all that kind of stuff, S13s, S14s, S15s, all that kind of stuff. It was mentioned in Top Gear recently with Matt LeBlanc and Chris Harris when they were driving the Skyline GTT and the RX-7 FT, which they got from an auction, which they had to from 1 million yen, which in the UK is like 7,000 pounds roughly. Somewhere around there. I don't really know the difference for like the prices in Japan for yen. I don't really know, but well, it's been such a long time since I've seen that. God, I don't know how long. It's been such a long time since I've seen that episode of Top Gear with like the new one. So while the gameplay is similar to its predecessor, Carbon introduced a number of new features, including crews and racing wingmen, 2K styled racing events, and greater customization options. Upon the release of Carbon, the game received positive reviews from critics, though it faced some criticism over elements of its gameplay mechanics, including a lack of emphasis on police chases compared to its predecessor. A special collector's edition version was also released for PS2, so PS2, Windows, and Xbox 360. It included additional content such as like new cars, customization items, and new events for two of its game modes. So for two gaming modes, as of 2021, so that was like around 3-4 years ago. Download versions. So as of 2021, download versions of the game are no longer available for purchase in any. So they're no longer available for purchase in any online stores, and online play was shut down on September 1st. So that was like before I started my final year of school. So online play was shut down on September 1st. So in other words, you cannot play online anymore. I mean, you can still play, but for online it's just not really possible. So you can't play it online. And you can't download the game, and you can't buy the game. Unless if you go to different websites online, maybe Amazon or I don't know, eBay. They would have like different prices or like the condition it's in. So as of 2021, download version. As of 2021, download versions of the game are no longer available for purchase in any online stores, and online play was shut down on September 1st. The game was succeeded by Pro Street in 2007. Next up, I believe Pro Street might be next, or Undercover. I'm not really sure, but I'll have to check the list. But I'll let you guys know which Need for Speed I'll do next. Next up is gameplay. What? There we go. For those who don't know what I'm drinking, it's Rubicon, sparkling, lychee. I can't pronounce this word, but it's spelled Lychee, made with real fruit juice. So that's pretty cool. First time trying it, absolutely brilliant, just mind blowing. Alright. So the game was succeeded by Pro Street in 2007. Next up is gameplay. For those who don't know what I was doing, I was just reading the ingredients. Anyways, just can't really see because it's dark and the writing is just so small. Even with glasses, I can just barely see it. You'll have to go closer to see it properly. So sparkling lychee juice, soft drink with sugar and sweetener. Anyways, next up is gameplay. So we're on overview first. So let's do it. In the game, players take part in illegal street races that focus on different styles of racing. Different styles of races, utilizing a variety of licensed real-world cars available at the time of the game's both development and release, that could be both upgraded and customized with new parts while contending with the environment of the cops in their efforts to impede, so like in order like to stop the player. So to stop the player, race events focus on competitive races with other drivers on either circuits or point-to-point routes. Checkpoint races, and races involving either sprint or drifting. The latter being absent in its predecessor, which was Most Wanted. So predecessor, Most Wanted 2005. With players able to use NOS and so both NOS, which is nitrous oxide system, and speed breaker. There we go. Third time lucky. So NOS and both NOS and speed break, NOS and speed, NOS and speed breaker whenever needed, either to help win races or get out of tight spots. Both of which recharge over time. The game itself features 4 gaming modes: career, quick race, challenge series, and multiplayer, with the latter featuring online gameplay available in all console and PC versions of the game. So all console and PC versions of the game, except the Nintendo Wii's edition. The game operates on the same gameplay mechanics used in previous entries in the series, including its predecessor, Most Wanted, Though Carbon introduced new elements, a new element exclusive to Carbon is Canyon Canyon events, special racing events styled after Japanese Touge racing, in which players compete in competitive racing on canyon roads outside the game's main setting. These events consist of sprints, drifting, and duel events, in which the latter two feature a majority of destructible guardrails that the player must avoid. So must avoid crashing either through or risk losing these respective events as a result. That brings me back to that time when I did the gaming videos of Carbon, and at the last race against Darius, I kept on driving off the guardrail. You might have seen this before. And it just caused me to rage too much and just freak out always. So, dual events. So, dual events on these circuits operate differently to events involving major rival races in NFS games, as they are conducted across two stages on a canyon circuit. In each stage, one driver acts as the chaser and pursues the other at close proximity. so close proximity with the first stage, seeing the player as the chaser and scoring points the closer they can tail their opponent. While in the second stage, their opponent becomes the chaser, and the player must keep as much distance as possible to avoid losing too many points before the stage is completed. At the end of both stages, the car who took the lead wins if their score is positive. If their score is positive, otherwise their opponent wins, and they turned it negative. Apart from scores, an instant win is possible depending on which mode the duel is conducted in. In career mode, the player can win instantly if they can stay ahead of their opponent for 10 seconds but lose if they fall behind for too long. In online multiplayer, a player wins if their opponent crashes through a guardrail. And I should have, when I tried to beat Darius, I should have just went straight ahead, like past him, like ahead of him for like at least 10 seconds, and I could have won. But literally, I saw it and I was like, did I do something wrong? And I just backed down. I don't know why the hell I even did that. I don't know why. I'm an idiot, I'll be honest. Anyways, police pursuits, a stamp. So police pursuits. Apart from scores, instant win is possible. Career mode, the player can win instantly if they can stay ahead or lose their opponent for 10 seconds, but lose if they fall behind for too long. In online multiplayer, a player wins if their opponent crashes through a guardrail. Alright, we're on the right track. So, police pursuits, a stampede. So, police pursuits, a stampede of the series, functions similar to Most Wanted in that police can turn up at any time during a race and attempt to stop or impede the player during the event, except in canyon races. So in canyon race events, ow, I just clicked my knuckle, sorry. Oh, my wrist, sorry, clicked my wrist. It was a bit stiff, couldn't even move it. And I feel like, it feels like it just broke my wrist or something. It just feels like it's stiff. Anyways, except in canyon race events and checkpoint races in career mode, the cops can also turn up during free roam. So during free roam, but will not act against the player unless they have a warrant for evading a previous pursuit. So for evading a previous pursuit or committing an offense in their sights, whereupon they focus on blocking in and arresting the player So whereupon they focus on blocking and arresting the player unless they can lose them and find a safe spot to hide until they lose their heat. As the player is pursued, they can either attempt to evade the cops or knock them out of action by ramming their cars or using destructible props called pursuit breakers to impede their pursuit. Though extensive pursuits will cause the player's heat level to rise, leading to stronger pursuit tactics including spike strips, roadblocks, and the involvement of state/federal authorities. Carbon modified the pursuit function by making the cops less dominant in their by making cops less dominant in arrest tactics at higher heat levels and reducing the chance a pursuit breaker blocks/destroys a pursuing car. Licensed real-world cars used in the game are divided into three tiers, like performance level, and three classes, such as tuner, muscle, and exotic. For example, a Nissan 240, a Nissan 240, for example, a 240 SX is a Tier 1 tuner car, while a Z06 Corvette. So while a Z06 is a Tier 3 muscle car, each car class each car class so each car class also has pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages in terms of driving styles. Tuner cars have the best handling and cornering, but have the lowest acceleration and top speed. Muscle cars have the best acceleration, but have poor handling. Exotic cars have the highest top speed and better handling than muscle cars, but are not as agile as tuners. Cars receive visual so cars receive visual damage during the game, but no physical damage. Cars can be upgraded in performance through new components and fine-tuning of each component. Such, such upgrades can help, for example, to improve speed or improve braking. Carbon added the ability to customize visual parts via auto sculpt parts, which allow adjustments of components, for example, while adding flexibility with both vinyls and decals by allowing them to be placed in layers over each other, while the ability to modify these in shape and size and place them anywhere on a car. Additional cars and customization parts can be acquired through completing reward cards. That's right, reward cards. Each card each card consists of a set of challenges for the player to uh, complete across the game modes, and rewards the player either with a new car to use or new parts for customization. Next up is career mode. The game's main mode focuses on the player competing in races against rival street racing crews instead of individual racers like in Most Wanted and Underground 2. When starting in career mode, players must choose a class that's not only permanent for their playthrough in this mode, but also dictates which of the initial 3 districts in the game setting they begin in and which race events are available first. Additional cars and classes. Additional cars and classes. Additional cars and classes are unlocked as the player progresses in this mode. Any cars earned from reward cards for Quick Race mode are also available, but without limits. Players operate their own crew in career mode and can recruit AI wingmen to assist them, each of whom operates under a different role: blocker, drafter, and scouts, and specialty fixer, mechanic, and fabricator. The type of role and specialty that each wingman operates under dictates how they assist the player. Some can find shortcuts during races, while others can help to reduce police heat, with their role also dictating which car they drive in. The first 2 wingmen the player unlocks have their cars match the player's chosen class. During races, not please, sorry. During races, players must use their wingmen for a period of time, after which they must wait a while until their wingman gauge has recharged before they can use them again, with the exception of scouts who use their role for the entire race to find shortcuts. To win career mode, players compete in races against other crews to secure territory. Each district has a number of territories, each controlled either by a district's main crew or a minor crew. That's either the district's main or a minor crew through a series of race events. Winning a majority of the races in a territory converts control to the player's crew and unlocks additional races elsewhere. Races that have been won can be engaged again, but the prize money offered is reduced. As a result. Taking control of all territories will unlock a duel event with the main crew's boss, in which winning the event will allow the player to unlock special rewards in a similar manner to the rewards offered in rival events in Most Wanted. As the player accumulates territories, they can lose any earned by losing control over its racing events to minor crews, either by failing to defeat them in takeover challenges or forfeiting the right to do so. Next up is Quick Race. Quick Race mode allows players to create custom events for either single or multiplayer, either both split screen or online, making use of any circuit and cars in the game, and altering various factors such as the difficulty of opponents, track conditions, and so forth. What cars and circuits can be used depends on the player's progress in the career mode, though all players can be allowed to use wingmen they have unlocked in these events, provided this option is allowed. Next up is Challenge Series. Challenge Series consists of a series of race events that are divided into 12 categories, each divided further into 3 difficulty levels. Each challenge event each challenge event requires the player to complete a specific goal depending on the type of event, using a set car on a specific course in the game. Players must choose any category to begin with, unlike in Most Wanted, but must complete in order of easy to hard. Completing all the difficulty levels of a challenge event. The challenge unlocks either a new car or a customization option for the player to use in other modes. Next, we got online multiplayer. Online multiplayer mode includes circuit, sprint, canyon duels. So circuit, sprint, canyon duels, and 2 multiplayer exclusive events. Pursuit Knockout and Pursuit Tag. In Pursuit Knockout, players compete in laps of a circuit, with each player in last place being knocked out as returning as cops to hinder the other players. The winner is the player who ends the race in first place. And in Pursuit Tag, one player is a racer and must evade the others, who operate as the cops. If the player is arrested by another, they switch roles. The winner is the player who spends the most time as the racer. Next up we got is plot. First off, Setting. It says setting. Setting. It's like saying settings, but taking out the S at the end. So next one is plot, starting off with setting. But before I do that, I'm just gonna go charge my phone because it might be dead soon. I'll be back real quick. Don't go anywhere. Alright, I'm back. There we go. Next part we're on is plot, starting off with setting. Carbon takes place with the fictional city of Palmont, which encompasses 4 boroughs linked by a highway system. Campton, which houses the city's industrial complexes. Downtown, which houses the city's metropolitan and financial buildings. Fortuna, which houses the city's residential area. So city's residential area, and Silverton, which houses both the city's casino, and resort facilities. The city is also surrounded by 3 canyons. So the city is also surrounded by 3 canyons known as East, West, and Carbon. Kind of weird, but well. Which feature their own layouts of the route. So which feature their own layouts of the route, but which are not connected to Palmont, in the game setting, which takes place during a fixed period at night only. So there's no daytime, only nighttime is available. The player is not able to access Silverton until they've made progress in career mode and only can access the canyon routes during events. Next up is story. There's a lot for this. Last one, and then we're on developments. Alright, next one, story. The player assumes the role of a street racer who, several years prior to his involvement in the events of Most Wanted 2005, took part in a major street race on behalf of his stacked deck racing team around Palmont for a large cash prize against 3 other racers, each leader of a street racing crew. Bushido's Kenji, played by Ken Kirby. So Ken Kirby was a Canadian actor and screenwriter from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. So Ken Kirby. 21st Street's Angie, played by Daniel Kremeniuk. Can't really pronounce that well, but it's spelled Kremeniuk, and TFK, the Fortuna King's wolf, played by Shaw Madson. His last name is spelled Madson. So it's like Mad and Son connected together. So Shaw Madson. However, the racers were ambushed by the PPD, which stands for Palmont Police Department, who had a SWAT team, which stands for Special Weapons and Tactics. So who had SWAT immobilize the player's opponents with an EMP, electromagnetic pulse. which is sometimes referred to as a TED, transient electromagnetic disturbance. See, however, the racers were ambushed by the Palmont Police Department, PBD, who had SWAT immobilized the players' opponents with an EMP and began arresting everyone involved. The player escaped with the help of Darius. So Darius, played by Tachmo or Tamo Pennicott. His first name is spelled TAHMOH. Last name is spelled Pennicott. So his last name is spelled PENIKETT. Who's a Canadian actor, born May 20th, 1975. So he played the voice as Darius in Carbon 2006. So born at the capital city of Whitehorse in Yukon, northern Canada. Say northern Canada. Northern Canada. Say the player escaped with the help of Darius, the leader for the stacked deck, and his then girlfriend Nikki, played by Emmanuel Vautier. Well, Emmanuel Vautier, I think. Her last name is spelled VAUGIE, born June 23rd, 1976. Also from Vancouver. Oh, no, also sorry, got that wrong. So she was from Vancouver. So Vancouver in British Columbia, Canada. So pretty much almost all the racers, the characters are from Canada, I think. I'm not too sure. So yeah, the player escaped with the help of Darius, the leader. So with the help of Darius, the leader for the stacked deck, and his then girlfriend Nikki. Before leaving, she handed over the bag containing the race's prize money, but it turned out to contain paper. Under Darius's advice, the player quickly fled Palmont after being accused of sabotaging the race. Following his narrow escape from Rockport, the player returns to Palmont, but is pursued along a canyon route by former police sergeant Jonathan Cross, who, after previously appearing as a cop or police officer in Most Wanted 2005, now works as a bounty hunter. So for those who don't know what a bounty hunter is a private agent working for a bail bondsman who captures fugitives or criminals for either a commission or bounty. And bounty is like a reward, like is a payment or reward of money to locate, capture, or kill an outlaw or a wanted person. Like two modern examples of bounties are the ones placed for the capture of Saddam Hussein, born April 28th, 1937, died December 30th, 2006, who is an Iraqi politician and revolutionary who served as the 5th president of Iraq from 1979 to 2003. He was also served as Prime Minister of Iraq from 1979 to 1991, and later from 1994 to 2003. He was a leading member of the revolutionary Arab Socialist Ba'ath. I can't pronounce that well, but it's spelled B-A with a dash on the top. A.K.A. Party, and later its Iraqi regional branch. Ideologically, he espoused Ba'athim's, I still can't pronounce it, a mix of both Arab nationalism and Arab socialism, while both the policies and political ideas he championed are collectively known as Saddamism. So following his narrow escape from Rockport, the player returns to Palma, but is pursued along a canyon route by former cop Jonathan Cross, who after previously appearing as a cop, so as a cop in Most Wanted, now works as a bounty hunter and seeks revenge against him. After a long and heated canyon chase, the player's BMW M3 GTR gets totaled, and Cross attempts to arrest him for the $150,000 bounty on their head, but is paid off by Darius. Offering to help the player, Darius asks Nikki, who now dates him, assist him despite her belief that the player betrayed everyone for the prize money. With Nikki's help, the player receives two crew members. Neville, played by Chris Gauthier, born January 27th, 1976, passed away February 23rd. So February 23rd, 2024, who's an English-born Canadian actor, best known for his roles as Neville in Need for Speed Carbon and William Smee in Once Upon a Time. So Smee is spelled S-M-E-E. So with Nikki's help, the player receives two crew members. Neville, played by Chris Gother, may rest in peace, and Sal, played by Elias Tufexis. I can't pronounce that, but it's Elias Tufexis, which is spelled T-O-U, so Toufexis, who's a Canadian actor. He's played characters on TV and in video games, mostly in science fiction and fantasy genres. So Neville and Sal to help in races and a safe house to operate from. On Darius's advice, the player begins taking part in street races for control over territories controlled by rival crews across three of the city's main boroughs. In the process, he also engages against Kenji, Angie, and Wolf. So Kenji driving an RX-7, Angie driving a Dodge Charger, and Wolf driving a DB9. Defeating them and securing a member of their crew to aid them, each of whom confides in the player that they suspect someone else set up both them and each crew member's former bosses former bosses as Yumi, played by Melody Ishikawa, born February 24th, 1982, from Japan. Not Japan, sorry. From Honolulu in Hawaii in the US. So she's a Japanese American J-pop singer. And then Colin, played by Steve Lawler. Lawler, I can't pronounce it well, but it's spelled L-A-W. It's spelled with the word law, but adding L-O-R at the end. And Samson, played by Noah Danbury. The full name is Noah Dalton Danbury. I mean Danby, sorry. Born April 24th, 1974. Who's a Canadian actor. Best known for portraying Connor King in the series Painkiller Jane. Born April 24th, 1972 in Guelph, in the city in southwestern Ontario in Canada. Roughly like 14 miles east of Kitchener, which is a city in the Canadian province of Ontario, Canada. So like 62 miles west of Toronto. Then 43 miles west of downtown Toronto, at the intersection of Highway 6, Highway 7, and Wellington County Road 124. It's the seat of Wellington County, but is politically independent of it. Say Noah Danbury, we're all at the race between the player Angie, Wolf, and Kenji. And each of them saw a vital piece of evidence. It's a vital piece of evidence to confirm the race had been both rigged and doomed to the ambush by the PPD, Palmont Police Department, all along. After securing all three boroughs, Darius calls a meeting with the player, only to reveal that he sought to use the player to take control of the city from the other crews betraying him to Cross. After leaving, Nikki arrives to save the player after making a secret deal with Cross. She soon reveals that Darius was responsible for setting up the player for the theft of the prize money. Darius had tipped off the cops, and in the chaos that ensued, switched out the prize money while leaving the player to take the blame by helping them escape the police sting. So for those who don't know what it is, police sting, which is known as sting operation in law enforcement, a sting operation is a deceptive operation designed to catch a person attempting to commit a crime. A typical sting will have an undercover law enforcement officer, detective, or cooperative member of the public play a role as as either criminal partner or potential victim, and go along with a suspect's actions to gather evidence of the suspect's wrongdoing. Mass media journalists occasionally resort to sting operations to record video and broadcasts to expose criminal activity. Sting operations are common in many countries such as the US, but they're not permitted in some countries such as like either Sweden or France. There are prohibitions on conducting certain types of sting operations, such as in the Philippines, where it's illegal for law enforcers to pose as drug dealers to apprehend buyers of illegal drugs. So to escape the police sting, now aware of the truth, Nikki sides with the player to help take control of the last city borough, leading Darius to reinforce his crew with assistance from Kenji, Angie, and Wolf to prevent this. So Angie driving a Dodge Charger, um, Angie driving a Dodge Charger, Wolf driving a Lamborghini Murcielago, and Kenji driving a Mitsubishi Evo. Which I know this, and all of you guys know this, since you guys all played Carbon, and I played Carbon as well. So leading Darius to reinforce his crew with assistance from Kenji, Angie, and Wolf to prevent this. The player eventually defeats Darius and his crew, gaining control of all of Palmont's territory, and wins Darius's Aldi Lamont Quattro, which is an R8, in a pink slip, despite Darius warning them to enjoy their victory before someone faster than them takes over. Next up we got is development. This is going to be a long one as well. So at development, Carbon was first shown in EA's montage. So EA's montage at Nintendo's E3 2006 E3's 2006 conference and booth, and was the cover story in the Game Informer magazine issue. So Game Informer magazine issue from July. Carbon's the first in the NFS series to be released for the PS3 and Nintendo Wii and the Xbox 360 seventh generation. Seventh generation consoles, and also the final in the series to be released for the original Xbox, GameCube, and GBA, Game Boy Advance. Carbon features some of the cars of its predecessors, namely Underground 2 and Most Wanted, but also incorporates many new additions, including the Aldi Lamont Quattro, the Chrysler 300C SRT8s. Hold on, wait. Really? A Chrysler 300C SRT8? What? Why? Honestly, can't they just, cease to exist, these 300Cs? Honestly, they're just dreadful. Even if it's an SRT8, I don't care. They're just, Lily... It's just a cheap knockoff of Mercedes, literally. Because even though Chrysler owns Mercedes, well, Mercedes owns Chrysler, I still think Mercedes is better than crappy Chrysler, literally. Chryslers are just so terrible, they're just badly built. They put such huge power without doing the handling, like brakes, suspension, all that kind of stuff. So including the Aldi Lamont Quattro, the Chrysler 300C SRT8. Get that out the way. Next one is a good one. The Chevy Chevelle SS. Thank the Lord for that. Whew. I'm surprised. And the Alfa Romeo Brera, which I used to drive, which was pretty cool. It was a 3.2 V6. Respect. Can't be a true petrolhead until you own an Alfa Romeo. That's Jeremy Clarkson's words, not mine. It is true. Say it. Alfa Romeo Brera. Carbon features the Canadian actress and model Emmanuelle Vauchier. Emmanuelle Vauchier as Nikki, the player's main source of help and ally. So ally as a friend in the career storyline. The game is also for use with Mac OS X and is the only game in the NFS series available available on a I can't talk available on a Macintosh computer. That's a Macintosh computer. Kind of interesting, using a Scottish name, Macintosh. Macintosh. I think I said it right in a Scottish accent. Macintosh. My Scottish accent is a little bit weak. I can do a Scottish accent sometimes. Scotland. It's a Macintosh computer. The minimum system requires. The minimum system requirements. There we go. For Mac OS X include an Intel Core Duo processor. Say the minimum system requirements for Mac OS X include an Intel Core Duo processor. Carbon debuted at #1 on the UK all format gaming chart. So gaming chart on its first week of release, beating Konami's Pro Evolution Soccer, which that came out through 1995 all the way up until 2020. So for 25 years. So Carbon debuted at #1 on the UK all format gaming chart on its first week of So first week of release, beating Konami's Pro Evo Soccer. Evo is short for evolution. Soccer is also like another word for football. It's a European term. Say soccer is like basically football, but that's what in Europe we call it. Carbon was also the first game in the series to feature detailed character animations for the Windows and 7th gen releases. So 7th gen releases using FMC, facial motion capture, were in game modes of characters such as Neville or Neville, which is spelled N-E-V, so Neville. Darius, Wolf, Angie, and Kenji appear in real-time cutscenes, either taunting or remarking the player in either a race or at certain points. This has, however, been omitted on the 6th gen and Nintendo Wii versions due to platform limitations. Carbon Collector's Edition was released for PS2, Windows, and Xbox 360. It features 4 exclusive cars, 10 pre-tuned cars, 6 new races, so 4 exclusive cars, 10 pre-tuned cars, 6 new races. So 6 new races, 3 unique challenge events. 10 unique vinyls, and a bonus DVD. It's a bonus DVD showing the making of Carbon and showcasing all the cars used in the game. The collector's edition. So collector's edition also features ultimate box art and a metallic finish sleeve encasing the case of the game. Although the Mac edition doesn't display the collector's edition title, it contains all collector's edition features. The download version of the game features the Ultimate Performance Kit. Ultimate Performance Kit, 2006 Pagani Zonda F. So Pagani Zonda F and the 1971 Dodge Challenger RT. An arcade version of the same name was released by EA Arcades in 2008. The arcade version was developed by Global VR. Global VR, so Global Virtual Reality. Next up, is soundtrack. So it's not much on there, so a little bit less. So soundtrack. The game features a licensed soundtrack by EA. EA tracks, just like other games developed by EA. Unlike most other games, there are different songs depending on what car category you're using. For tuners, it mostly plays electronica music performed by artists like Gary Newman, Ladytron, the presets, as well as Melody, who's known for portraying the Bushido. Bushido crew member Yumi in the game. For muscle cars, muscles, they mostly play rock songs performed by artists like Eagles of Death Metal, Death Metal, Wolf Mother, and Caius. Or Caius, I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled Kyuss, which is an American stoner rock band formed in Palm Desert, California, which is a city in Riverside County, California. So Caius. For exotics, like supercars and all that stuff, it's mostly rap songs performed by X-Track, which is spelled without the X, but it's spelled EKSTRAK, and then Pharrell, which was Pharrell Williams. So X-Track, Pharrell, Sway, Spank Rock, and Dynamite MC. Dynamite MC. These songs can only be heard during either free roam or checkpoint races. The game also has a composed soundtrack performed by Trevor Morris that mostly plays. The game also has a composed soundtrack performed by Trevor Morris that mostly plays during race sequences and canyon duels. Some of the pursuit chase music performed by Paul Linford that was originally featured in 2005 Most Wanted also plays during pursuit chases. So that's pretty cool. And next up is reception. So close to finishing. Only 2 pieces left and we can do this. Next up is reception. So we got aggregate score, aggregators, Metacritic, and we got 9 of these devices with the different scores. So for the scoring, we got PC, so it's all out of 100%. So PC 78%, Xbox 360 77%, Xbox 360 77%. So PC 78%. PC 78%, Xbox 360 77. Xbox 360 77, PS3 75. Same with GameCube, PS2 74. Same with the original Xbox, PSP 73, Nintendo DS 70%, and the Nintendo Wii 67%. Now we got review scores. Publication first publication is GameSpot with a PSP 79%, PC 360, the original Xbox, and Nintendo DS 76%. And for PS2, PS2, 3, and GameCube 74%, Nintendo Wii 71%, and Game Boy Advance 65%. Then we got IGN. So IGN is next. For PC 82%, PS3, so PC 82%, PS3 79%, GameCube and Xbox, so GameCube and Xbox 78%, Nintendo DS 75, Nintendo Wii 74, PSP and GBA 70%. For Play, which is a UK magazine, 76%. Carbon was met with generally positive reviews, so that's good. Say positive reviews. IGN gave the PC version 82%, and the PS3 version 79%. GameSpot gave praise for adding more movie clips, customization, and solid gameplay, but was critical about frustrating both boss battles and underutilizing police chases. EGM, which stands for Electronic Gaming Monthly, so EGM gave the game an average score of 8. Hyper's Daniel Wilkes commended the game for its large game world, but criticized it for its easy drift course mechanics and the actors in the cutscenes. The Australian video game talk show Good Game gave the game 50%, so 5 out of 10, which is okay-ish. 5 out of 10, it's kind of high and kind of low almost. Anyways, so Macworld, so which is a digital magazine and website dedicated to products and software of Apple, published by Foundry, a subsidiary of IDG, International Data Group. So International Data Group. So Macworld editor Peter Cohen gave the Mac OS X port 80%, so it's 4 out of 5 stars. Pretty good, 80%. Praising the variety of different cars to choose from, and engaging storyline. Mild criticism was noted relating to performance issues. The Academy of Interactive, the AIAS, the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences nominated Carbon for Racing Game of the Year. So Racing Game of the Year and the 10th annual Interactive Achievement Awards. Carbon has sold 3.2 million copies in the US. Its PS2 version received a double platinum sales award from the ELSPA. So ELSPA, which stands for Entertainment and Leisure Software Publishers Association, indicating sales of at least 600,000 copies. That's right, 600,000 copies in the UK. And last but certainly not the very least, we got is Own the City. So NFS Carbon Own the City, which I talked about before, I think. I'll have to check a little bit later. Anyway, so yeah, last one, Own the City. So NFS Carbon Own the City, and I'll end it there. So last part, and boom. Alright, starting off with is gameplay. Own the City features similar gameplay to the console editions, but while the auto sculpt function, canyon race events and So canyon race events and drift events are absent. The portable edition allows for free roaming around the game's setting of Coast City, offers 3 new race events, and mods to some of the gameplay mechanics. The new events consist of escape, in which players attempt to escape from a rival crew's territory, delivery, in which players and their crew race to a designated um, designated area with a package and attempt to beat other racers. So other racers doing the same thing, and crew takedown, in which players to eliminate a set in which players to eliminate a set number of rival racers to win. During free roam, the player can explore the city and seek out crates scattered across the game's setting, in a similar manner to the hidden package system in GTA Grand Theft Auto, which, when broken, unlock rewards ranging from cash to game art. Police pursuits can occur in Own the City, but only in free roam. The player is not pursued during racing events. Players can hire up to five wingmen, so 5 wingmen for their race crew or racing crew, in which 2 members may be active for use in racing events. Though like Carbon, they cannot be used in the game's lap knockout, escape, and crew takedown events. Wingmen are divided into 3 classes: brawlers, drafters, and assassins. While the first two classes operates in a similar manner to Carbon's wingmen, roles of both blockers and drafters respectively. Assassins replace the console's role of scouts and can be used to take out multiple rivals with deployable spike strips. The game's main mode of gameplay requires players to take control of territory. Unlike the setting of Palmont, Coast City features around 13 areas of territory across 6 districts, with each area that's conquered unlocking new items for purchase and a new wingman for the player to recruit. The last plot, and ended there. The player and their brother Mick compete in an illegal street race with 2 other racers seeking to see who'll own the whole of Coast City amongst them. However, the race ends in a terrible car accident or car crash that kills Mick and leaves the player in the hospital with amnesia. In the aftermath of Mick's death, his control over the city's territories is divided up between various street racing crews. When the player wakes up 6 months later, they are greeted by Mick's girlfriend Sarah and his wingman Carter, both of whom help the player regain their memories of the race when visiting their brother's grave. The player set out to find who killed Mick, forming a crew to help them race and defeat the other crews, regaining territory and asking the defeated crew bosses what they know about the race's accident. During this time, Sarah disappears. Eventually, the player is informed that a young driver named Buddy caused the crash, whereupon a crew boss known as EX helps the player to locate Buddy. When they confront the driver, the player learns that Buddy was hired by someone to kill Mick and hands them a phone. Upon completing more races, the player encounters and defeats an undercover cop named A.K.A. who uses his connection with the city's police to trace Buddy's employer. The player soon discovers that EX planned Mick's murder and so pursues after and defeats him, leaving him to be apprehended by MK and the city police. Sarah soon returns and instructs the player to race her, whereupon she reveals that the player arranged for EX to kill Mick. Sarah reveals that the player's brother had a I was gonna say monstrosity, but it was not. Had a monstrous personality that led to her and the player being hurt, so the player arranged for Mick to be killed in an accident during a race to be rid of him, thus allowing Sarah and themselves to be free. Sarah soon embraces her freedom, handing over Mick's watch and stating how different the player is to him. Alright, and that is it, guys. So I recently talked about Carbon on the City. When did I do it? I think it was yesterday, right around there. Yeah, 1 day ago, so that was yesterday. So that will be it. If you guys like this video, so if you guys like this video, like and subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell, and hit all so you are alerted when I make brand new uploads. Alright, so for my next video, I'll be doing my next Need for Speed game. I will check back of what it is, and I'll let you guys know in the next video. Alright guys, so that'll be it. So remember, if you like the video, please make sure you like it, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell, and hit all so you're alerted when I make brand new uploads. Alright, so that will be it. Comment down below which drink you think is best. Because to me, I think this Rubicon Sparkling Lychee made with real fruit juice. So lychee, I think I said it right. It's spelled Lychee. Did I say it right? Or I said it wrong? Hold on. Lychee, there we go. So it's lychee made with real fruit juice. Sorry, I said it wrong. I apologize. So, if you guys like this video, like it, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you're alerted when I make brand new uploads. Alright, so it's 9:30, I gotta get going. So I gotta head off to bed, I'm just super tired. Alright guys, so I gotta go. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe, have a fantastic evening, and have a great day tomorrow morning, and I'll see you guys soon. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So, but until I gotta go. But until then, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Okay, take care, folks. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys soon. Good night, folks. Good night, folks.